Good morning everybody, starting my vlog in my most favourite way, out on my morning walks, and we're kind of back to regular. It is so lovely and sunny today, hence the hand so you can see me, but we are kind of back to our usual regular programming, weekly vlogs. It is Wednesday today, I haven't got to you on Monday, but I thought it would be lovely just to come on and have a bit of a hangout and just spend a few days together. I haven't got anything too exciting planned for this week. I have a nail appointment today, a few vintage parcels to drop off, but I thought we could just hang out and have a big old chat. So that is kind of the plan. I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to find somewhere to have a little seat and then we can catch up. That's a little bit better. You can hear the sound of all the birds. Honestly, this, no matter how many times I do this, every morning it like fills my soul. Nothing brings a smile on my face like a walk like this, as silly as it sounds. It's the simple things. I can never stress that enough. It's the simple things. But I think this is the first vlog of February. Thank goodness we made it through January. I think, having spoken to a lot of people, January felt really long this year. I feel like it always feels long, but particularly long this year. So yeah, it feels like a really lovely energy shift coming into February. And actually that is something I kind of wanted to speak about, which I haven't spoken about for a little while. Obviously I send, for those of you on my email list, I send an energy update every month for just a bit of a tune in to what's going on, a little bit astrologically, but also seasonally. And it's kind of just a big old catch up chat. Sometimes I put a card reading in there. But yes, I don't tend to do them here, but actually maybe I will start to kind of chat a little bit, just very casually, because these vlogs are just us hanging out. But I don't know if it's just me. And I was actually speaking to a friend yesterday who isn't really into energy work, like isn't into yoga, she's not woo-woo at all. But I was just sort of saying, like, the energy at the moment is, for 2025, is really quite interesting. Like, there is some really big energies going on this year, and they don't feel quite so micro. They don't feel sort of day to day for individuals. It definitely feels more like globally and macro sense. The energies are really, tides are shifting, the energies are really shifting. There's obviously a lot going on, and I think it's a very interesting energy to sort of perceive. I know for me personally, I was sort of like, keep my head down and push through sort of my own stuff this year. But my goodness, there is a lot going on, and if you're feeling sort of the heaviness of that energy going on, you're not the only one. I think it's more just a shifting energy for sure, but yeah, it's some big energies going on and some concerning energies, I won't lie. I think if you speak to any energy workers, astrologers, anyone, they're going to tell you there's a lot going to happen in 2025, and I think I definitely feel that as well. But for myself, I'd like to just have, fingers crossed, a slow and quiet year and just chug along, which would be really great. So yeah, I wonder if there's any of you guys who are feeling that as well. If you are, let me know in the comments, because I'd be really interested to know, because everyone I've spoken to generally is also feeling the same way. And then I've also felt personally, obviously in last week's vlog we went down to Devon. I feel like also personally I've had a lot of inner shifts, not actually emotionally, but like I guess a little bit more spiritually, of like I'm feeling a lot opening up. I feel like I've been, honestly, this is such a big natter to start the vlog. I feel like I've been through, as of late, like a series of, I hate the phrase spiritual awakening, but that's the best way to phrase it, is spiritual awakening, like a series of them. And I feel like they're just really intense at the moment. For those of you who don't know, I am currently 27, going on 28 this year. So I'm in my Saturn return chapter, passage, journey, whatever you want to call it. And my Saturn is actually in my 12th house, so in Pisces. So it's all around deeper spiritual awakenings, very much focused on the self, because the general sign is Aries. So I'm not really surprised that there's like a series of spiritual awakenings sort of coming, and they've come one after the other so far. I think it's going to be a continuation, but in a lot of ways I'm quite grateful it's an inward journey. I know that Saturn in your 12th house is kind of one of the harder ones, but I don't know, I'm feeling okay with it at the moment. I have had some good card readings recently, and I feel like not to be hopeful, not to be too jinx anything, but feeling like it's one step at a time. But anyway, that has been a really big natter. But yeah, the plan for the day is I need to check the time so I'm not late for my appointment, and then not too much. I filmed a YouTube video yesterday. I was thinking though that on Friday, this was my main thinking, but I wanted to start the vlog a little bit earlier. I was thinking that on Friday I would do a bit of a feminine energy Friday, and we could hang out, and I need to pop out and get some like candles for rituals and things like that, also just candles in general. So I thought we could have a feminine energy Friday, a bit of a Venus day. So that's kind of the vibe for this vlog. But with that being said, I'm going to stop nattering. We're going to get on with the day. Let's hang out. Hello guys, happy Thursday. I did actually try and check in with you yesterday after my nail appointment, but I was in the car and my phone was connected to the Bluetooth and it didn't then record any sound. So I didn't end up checking in with you yesterday, which was quite rude of me. But today is now Thursday, as you will have seen. I had a bit of a run around morning. I actually went for a hot chocolate with my cousin. We went for a nice long walk in the morning. I had some vintage parcels to post. I've been doing a bit of I didn't mention this earlier, but I've been doing a bit of a wardrobe, like declutter, clean out, just because I feel like the new year is always a really good time to do that. So hence the vintage parcels. And then I'm trying to think, I've then been drafting an email. Today I've actually been drafting, this is something I wanted to ask you guys about. I've actually been drafting a email for next week, and it was actually for social members, and I was doing like a goddess's guide to Valentine's Day, but I was actually thinking it might be quite nice to go out to my entire email list, but because this is going to go up before it would go out, I never want to spam my email list. I never want you guys getting more emails than you want. So if that's an email you'd like to see with a few little classes that might be nice for Valentine's Day and some musings on self-love and maybe like some gentle rituals you can do, let me know and I will send that to my entire email list. If you're not on my email list, links at the bottom of my website. But let me know how we feel about that. But yes, I was drafting that email today, which was, yeah, all good. Now, first things first, I didn't get to show you my nails yesterday because the clip cut out, but we went for a very barely there, completely short and neutral nail, which has been so nice. I've kind of missed my neutral nails. I was obviously going, towards the end of last year, I did like a burgundy moment, which I loved, but it's quite nice to be back to this like barely there, completely natural, very easy, low maintenance, which I'm very happy about. But with that being said, I'm standing in my kitchen because I thought that I could show you one of my favorite. I know we've spoken about maybe doing a few more recipes, maybe chatting a little more in the kitchen this year. And I was literally just getting up to make my favorite lemon and ginger tonic, which I haven't actually made in ages. I've just been sort of doing it fresh, but actually this tonic is an Ayurvedic recipe. It's so easy to make and it is really good for digestion and immunity, which I feel like is actually perfect for this time of year, sort of after, we're still in winter, but I feel like all of the viruses and flus, I was poorly. I know so many people who've been poorly this time of year. And also I find that this tonic energetically is just quite like cleansing and clearing as well. That's what it feels like, at least to me. So I thought we could make it together. It's a really, really easy recipe. And then my plan for the evening is I might do a little quick yoga practice and then I need to wash my hair and have a bit of like a self-care evening. So I thought I could take you along as this is kind of turning into a bit of a few feminine energy days vlog, and I feel like, you know what, if I'm having like a full Venus feminine energy day tomorrow, I want everything to be like lovely and fresh, clean hair, everything's fresh for the day, so I feel just all in that kind of energy, as I said. So with that being said, let's get on with making this tonic. It's really easy to make. I literally just grab 2 lemons, a bit of ginger. I grate the ginger into a pot. I then will cut and squeeze the 2 lemons and put like the carcasses in as well. And then I boil it I get it up to a boil, and then you leave it for 20 minutes. And that just allows it all to kind of like marinate and stew together. Then you sieve it and put it into any kind of bottle. This is the only spare bottle I have, which is like a crystal water bottle, but I will then put it in the fridge. And what I love to do with this tonic is I will just like pour a little bit in the bottom of a mug, then top it up with hot water, and then it becomes like a nice warm tonic. You also take it as like a lemon and ginger shot in the morning should you wish to. It's very strong, but if you want to do that, you can. It's perfect for after dinner. Jake literally came in and saw that I was making it and is very excited and already wants one, despite the fact it's going to take me half an hour to do because it does need to sit for that 20 minutes. But with that being said, I'm going to pop you a little time lapse and we can get making it away. So I've just had this sitting for about 20 minutes covered, and I'm about to put it into my bottle. I've got a bit of an interesting contraption here to catch the ginger and the lemon as it goes in, but I've got my funnel, and then this is a tea sieve, but it does the job. If you have a bigger sieve, that might be more helpful, but I don't. So I'm gonna begin to, hopefully not too messily, I may have to move to the sink, begin to fill my bottle. Right, this is still warm, so I'm just gonna leave that there without it being covered, just to cool, and then I have poured the rest in here. So I'm gonna make myself a tonic. Right guys, welcome to my bathroom. This is like the space in our apartment I haven't been able to amorify, so I very rarely film in here, but I said that today's hair wash day, and I thought I would take you through like an updated hair care routine. I know I've spoken about this before, however, I don't remember when I last did. I don't remember when I last did, and I remember I said I put on one of my things for my vision board 2025 is hair growth, long, healthy hair, and this is what I am currently doing. I have got my tonic here. I didn't show you this, but I usually pour like a shot sized amount of the tonic because it is really strong. Top it up with boiling water, and there is your lemon and ginger Ayurvedic tonic. Let's dive into haircare. Oh, that is so good, but so strong. Okay, so first things first, when it comes to my hair routine, is a pre-shampoo treatment, usually throughout the week or like throughout the hair wash cycle, I guess. I'm always putting oil in my hair every evening, so it might be, usually it's like a coconut based oil, a hair specific one, or like another sort of naturalish oil that I can put in just to keep it nice and shiny. So by the time I get to hair wash day, it's relatively oily. It doesn't look too bad today, but it's relatively oily. Now the best thing, like the best pre-shampoo treatment that I have found, and I really felt the difference when I wasn't using this, is this Philip Kingsley elasticizer. This is, I actually found this one on like a discount website, and it's a nice big one because I love this, but you can literally get this off Amazon. I've heard so many people speak about this, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work for me, but I was like, you know what, I'll try it. This stuff is amazing. I've tried this one, and then I've tried the elasticizer extreme as well, and I find that I prefer this one. I do have quite curly hair. I love this one. So what I do with this is I apply it before I shower, and I apply it to wet hair. So get out that clip. Let's spots, looking rather crazy, having been up in like a barrette all day. But this has to be applied to wet hair. So what I do is I try my best to have it relatively brushed through, and then I will wet it with this. I mean, you could just do this with your hands and the sink, but I have this because I do in fact have curly hair, so I feel like most people with curly hair have a wet spray bottle. So I will just dampen down. The lighting in here is so funky, I am so sorry. That's why we don't film in here that often. But I will dampen down, and then once the hair is wet, it's able to basically like absorb better from what I understand. I then will put quite a generous pump of this stuff on either side, and I will brush it through as well. Pop it up in some sort of bun. Usually I will go for a run, but today is not a run day specifically. Usually I will do this and then cut out for a run, so it really gets like in there and gets nice and warm. I also do very, very gently brush it through. It really gets in there. I think this evening, instead of going on a run, I'm going to pop this in. It needs to stay in for ideally like 20 minutes. It's also amazing if you leave this in overnight. I found like my hair feels incredible when I leave it in overnight, but I had to be actually out seeing people this morning, so I couldn't leave it in there overnight. So I will just pop this up in a claw clip. We will do some yoga, and then we will come back for to wash it. But I'm not going to come back with you guys when I wash my hair, so I'm going to show you what I use in my hair wash. Make sure I get all of that conditioner on there. I will show you what I use in my hair wash. I think I may have shown you these before, but for the sake of anyone who hasn't watched that particular vlog, I can let you know how I'm getting on with like basically product empties. So shampoo and conditioner wise, mainly I use the L'Occitane Repair Intense shampoo, conditioner. I love both of them. Sometimes with the shampoo I will double shampoo, so I'll do shampoo, wash it out, shampoo again. Sometimes I like to use the Way Detox like apple cider vinegar shampoo, if usually every once in a while, just to really get it clean in there. But I do this first, double shampoo. Then I go in with the L'Oreal Elvive Bond Repair. This does say on it to apply pre-shampoo. However, I've seen someone do some tests on this, and actually it can penetrate the follicle of the hair much better after you shampoo. So literally on wet hair, leave it for 5 minutes and then wash it out. When I do a hair wash, I do sometimes take a cup of tea with me into the shower because it's kind of a long process. So yes, after I shampoo, I put this in, I leave it for 5 minutes, and then everything's falling. I don't have any counter space here, so everything's like balancing on my sink. And then for conditioner, I use this, and I actually mix the two of these together. This isn't one that they say you need to use every wash. They say you can use this gloss. It is a hair gloss. It's meant to make it like shiny and like, they call it a lamination rinse off, and it seals the cuticle and brings shine. I do use it every shower because I don't find it like majorly strong. I mix the two together, again, leave it on for another 5 minutes, drink a cup of tea, and then I wash out. And that is my current, and has been for at least like 6 months probably now, my hair routine. And I'm really seeing the hair health of my hair is really thriving, which is really nice. So yes, that is the plan for the evening. But I think I'm gonna go and step on my mat, have a little wiggle, probably more of a yin practice today. I did some Pilates yesterday, so I feel like a nice, just a little wiggle, just some time on my mat. Might pull a few cards and then get on with a bit of a makeover evening. morning guys, happy Friday. It is Feminine Energy Friday, as I said I think earlier in the vlog. The plan for today is, I had a few things I needed to pop in and get, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make a day of it. We're gonna head into town and have a bit of a feminine energy. Friday is technically Venus Day, so it's connected to the planet of Venus but also the goddess of Venus, so it's all around harmony and beauty and peace, and I'm really going to embody that energy today and have a bit of a feminine energy Friday. First things first, I'm wearing a new sort of jumper jacket, which I'm very excited about. It's actually off of Vinted, and the lovely girl that I bought it off of sent it in like the original Cezanne packaging and everything, and that is a massive sort of hack that I really love when I'm trying to shop for really like high quality beautiful pieces that I know I want, and they're definitely investment pieces. I will always go and have a look on Vinted first, because you can often find things that are basically new on Vinted and maybe people have like missed the return date, or for whatever reason they're selling them, and I will just pop on there. And I found this, which I have been lusting after for a little while now, and I got it for so much cheaper as well, which was amazing. So very excited. I feel like it's very much a part of a Feminine Energy Friday, adorning yourself with new and beautiful things. I'm also, I feel like I have lots of updates to give you this morning. I'm also doing quite well on my, I know a few, maybe like October time last year, I had said that I was going to try and do one hair wash, I would put heat, the other hair wash, because I only do 2 hair washes a week. The other hair wash, I would try and wear my hair naturally. And then somewhere in the middle of that, my air wrap broke. So it was kind of like a baptism of fire, and I didn't really have as much choice as to whether or not I wore it curly, because I didn't have the hair tools I would usually use. So we've got a curly hair day, which actually feels perfect for a Feminine Energy Friday. It's very girly, maybe goddessy if we wanted to go that way. I'm going to tell myself that, because that helps me feel a bit more confident. I actually don't feel that not confident in it anymore. I used to feel really almost self-conscious about my curly hair. I actually got made fun of for it quite a lot when I was at school, so I had a bit of a complex over it, probably like the majority of my adult life. But I feel like with all of sort of the emotional growth and spiritual growth that's been happening, this has just been one of the things that sort of overnight I was like, oh, you know what, it doesn't bother me anymore. So curly Friday, and as you will have seen, I had a really lovely morning. I had a bit of a slow start. I'm reading at the moment Your Soul Had a Dream, Your Life Is It. I think that's it, by Rebecca Campbell. I'm slowly making my way through it. It's lovely. It's a really easy read. I'm really enjoying that. I then did a yoga practice. I had some of that Ayurvedic tonic I made last night as I got ready this morning. And I'm just feeling really good, really good. Something I will say is actually my yoga practice as of late. This is something I've been meaning to chat about. We are getting a big old natter. I need to go pick up my cousin because she's joining us today. But my yoga practice as of late, I have been, I think I mentioned, just like physically within the body, whenever I feel any sort of like pain, stiffness, achiness, any sort of physical sensation in the body, my first, I mean like a niggle, not like an injury, like a niggle, my first thought is usually like, okay, what energy is moving through? Because any sort of like physical manifestations of sensation in the body usually always start in the energy body. So I've definitely been feeling that a lot. My body has been like moving through waves of, I think, processing things, but also I feel like a lot's been moving on like the left side of my body. The left side of your body is your more feminine side, the yin side. And I feel like there's definitely been like because we're having a Feminine Energy Friday, like a feminine energy awakening, an awakening of the feminine. That's been a lot of this journey thus far within my Saturn return, and will continue. So I have been having to really change up my yoga practice. It's involved a lot more yin. It's involved like gentle Pilates. I've also been experimenting a little bit with Hatha yoga. I still obviously love my Vinyasa yoga. That's what I'm trained in. But I've been loving slowing down my Vinyasa practices. And then I've also been really enjoying playing around with a few Hatha practices. I'm actually going to be filming and recording and teaching a Hatha practice for Soul Shower this month, because I thought that if I'm enjoying this, members might also enjoy that too. So yeah, that is my big natter. There is someone coming and he's going to see me talking to my camera. He's literally just seen. Okay, so let's get a little move on. We're going to go and collect Lily, and thinking hot chocolates. There's a new Scandi cafe actually in town that we might go to. The Scandi shop, which is Soskren and Gren, I think. And maybe a little walk. It's looking very, very grey, but Feminine Energy Fridays are commencing. It was a very wintry and rainy afternoon, and we really enjoyed sort of hopping from shop to shop and keeping warm. I decided to go for some slightly more pink and almost girly candle selections on this day because as we're in February and coming up to Valentine's Day, it just felt very fitting. We then hopped in and out of many bookshops, which was one of our favourite things to do together, and ended up in this beautiful cafe, which was honestly so gorgeous, from like the linen wallpapers, and the coffees were lovely, and it was just the perfect end to our Feminine Energy Friday. I then came home for a lovely warm cup of tea to warm up, and that is everything for this week's vlog. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to hang out with you again next week. Bye guys.